And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here, Lucas Johnson back with us on the Show 22 Custom League. And we are entering, we've entered September, and we've entered the entered the September call-up period, and we will continue with the call-ups here of some of these players as the Firebirds, one game below 500, taking on the Diablos there. What a good pitching matchup right there, actually, between Brandon Rodolph and Shohei Ohtani. But we showed you Max Muncy's stats last time, or his attributes at least, last episode, and we didn't actually play with him in that episode, but we will go into a game with him here at the start of this episode. He's a 77 overall with really strong defense already right now, and 63 contact ratings, 39 power versus righties, 43 or 45 versus lefties, 57 vision, 59 discipline, 46 clutch. Those ratings are all pretty decent for him. And there's a look at his AAA stats this season: 126 hits, 9 home runs, 40 RBIs. So his slugging was not great, but he had a 347 on base and a 703 OPS. So he was hitting pretty good in AAA, pretty much, league average for the majors with that OPS and the average. I do like his on base, though. His on base numbers were his strongest attribute, or strongest stat that he had down in the minors. But hopefully he's trying to give this Firebirds team a little bit of a boost. Excuse me, sorry for the voice crack there. But trying to give this Firebirds team a little bit of a boost in their offense here to get them to a playoff spot. They're still fighting for that playoff spot with Shohei Ohtani pitching here. And, Shohei Ohtani last year of his contract, I think that he's not going to want to re-sign with Toronto if they're not going to be a playoff team this season. That's, I just don't see him coming back to this team if he does not get a chance to play playoff baseball. Jesse Winker smashing a 2-run homer and a lot of scoring already in this game. It's already 2-1 as David Bodie comes up, and versus lefties, a 294 average, a 231 average against righties. So he's actually hitting lefties better this season. 250 average overall for him. He's been good this season. Was injured a little bit, but ground ball here to Max Muncy. He's the shortstop right now on this team. And he makes a throw to first base there. An easy routine play for him at shortstop there. So, yeah, Mexico City, a really strong team. I think they might be leading the AL in wins this season. But actually, what happens here is Max Muncy gets hurt. I don't know what happened, if it was after the throw that he just made. But he has a pulled back muscle, and he's not even going to get to actually hit here in this game. So that's really unfortunate and disappointing there. Doesn't seem like a serious injury there. He might only miss a few days, but a single there for Garcia makes it 2-3. But yeah, now no hit, no at bats for Max Muncy, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit actually. He's gonna have to wait a little bit to see his first trip to the plate in his major league time. So that might be a little bit of a bad omen for him to start his career getting hurt, as after his first defensive play that he's made in his career. So now, I guess we're just going to keep playing the rest of this game here as it goes along, and we'll showcase a little bit of Shohei Ohtani here in the top of the 6th, and so far this has been a good start. He's allowed a couple of runs for him so far in this game through 5 innings, and he gets Mike Moustakas to swing and miss at a high fastball here. Great pitch by Ohtani there. And now here's Yasmani Grandal, 246 average, 794 OPS. He definitely has been better since a slow start to his season. That's a ground ball. That one he is going to get on through and into center. So Grandal has a single here with 2 down to extend the 6th inning for Josh Bell, as that cutter just misses up high, and Josh Bell 0 for 2 in this game. With Grandal at first, Josh Bell has been good this season. I like what I've seen from him this year, as that's a high fastball that does just catch the top of the zone. And Josh Bell doesn't really think so. He does not agree with that pitch and then that strike call. And, it was very borderline. Probably was a ball there at the top of the zone. Now he's going to swing at that 2-2, and it's right back to Shohei, who turns around and throws it to first base in time to get the final out of the 6th inning. So 6 good innings for Shohei. We'll see if they try and get him to pitch a 7th here in this one. And it looks like they will as we go to the top of this inning. And there's Andrew Benintendi. And he has been decent for this team since, signed in the offseason for them. As that one's in the dirt and getting to second base there. And a wild pitch from Shohei is, oh man, that is, I know who that is there, J.J. Bleday getting to second base on that, and now he's going to get up to third on a ground ball to first base. So that's a tying run, 90 feet away, and needs to get a base hit to yourself. Frelick needs to do that. A 237 average, only a 608 OPS because he has absolutely no power. Only 3 home runs all year. But he needs to come through here, and he's going to try to lay down a bunt, and it's a suicide squeeze. And the CPU doesn't, try to have the runner go back to third at all when that play fails, and the player fails to lay down a bunt, and so he just gets tagged out there at home. I don't like how much the game does that. The CPU does that play, then when it fails like that, the runner it just keeps on going and keeps on running right into an out. So a little bit of a strange play right there. Will Mendar pitching here for Mexico City. A 4.27 ERA for him this season. Not great out of the bullpen this year, and that's a base hit by Pete Alonso for Toronto to extend the lead. So now it's a 4-2 game as we go to the top of the 9th, and Matt Barnes is pitching. And Matt Barnes has been really strong this season as Toronto's closer. And that's a great stop by Pete Alonso at first base. He stops that one and goes and tags the bag for the first out of the 9th inning. Good play right here. Let's get another look at it. As, backhand stop there. And now one down for Yasmani again. And he will foul that one back. And the count remains full. A 10-pitch at bat right now to Yasmani. So pitch number 11 in this AB here to and from Barnes. And it is low. It's a knuckle curveball that misses. And there's a walk. So, base runner here. And it brings up Josh Bell. 256 average, 847 OPS. He's got 3 home runs and 80 RBIs on the year. And he now has a full count. And that one is there in the strike zone. Went back to the knuckle curveball. And that one painted the corner for a big strikeout. So 2 down in the inning for David Bodie. An 823 OPS for him this year. So he has a 2-1 count to him here. And now he takes another good curveball there. Another good knuckler. And now it's 2-2. And it's a ground ball right to Alonso. And he steps on the bag to get the final out. And he made a couple of plays there in that inning. And Toronto wins this one 4-2. So they will go back to 500 with that win, 67-67. I'm not sure how far out of the wild card they are right now, but they need to have a good last month of the season in order to make the playoffs. But Mexico City, this is a really good team, a strong lineup for them. You got Cronenworth there. Stokes is batting 294 this season. He's been awesome. Anderson has been batting 282. He's been really good this season as well. Bell and Bodie there, 256, 248. Bleday, 281 average for him. Benintendi, 263. Frelick has been their weakest hitter so far. 23 doubles for him, though. Granola, 71 RBIs now. Frelick, 45 RBIs. And their pitching this year has been excellent. Brandon Woodruff has been insane this year. 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs. 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, a 2.1 ERA for him. Only his 5th loss of the year. He's right now the front runner to win the Cy Young Award. And then for Toronto, this team, their offense I think is pretty strong, but they need a good last month here. 302 average for Straw, 273 for Jesse Winker, who got a home run, his 15th of the year, and a couple of RBIs. Garcia is 30th. Alonso has 84 RBIs, and he's been hitting well. But Velasquez, Candelario, some of those guys have not been as good, and Max Muncy, unfortunately, spoiled the debut with his injury. As Shohei, 7 innings, gets the win, 5 hits, 2 runs allowed, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, a 3.14 ERA, 1.97 for Sims, and then Barnes has been awesome, of course. and that ERA near 2 for him. So yeah, not a serious injury to Max Muncy there, and he will just miss a few days. But yeah, that is a fortunate timing there. We didn't get to see him hit in that start there. We now go to the Indianapolis Arrows, and we go to Kurt Stokes, a guy who doesn't have a lot of defensive ability there, and is only going to be really used as a designated hitter, but his hitting stats are really good. 51 contact versus righties, 79 versus lefties, 69 and 66. Power ratings, 54 and 53 for discipline and clutch. So those winnings all look really good. I want to see what he can do as an offensive player for the Arrows. And then the Minneapolis Millers as well, calling up Drew Mendoza, 25 years old, plus 10 and 2 contact versus righties is the first thing that, or lefties, first thing that sticks out to me. He was hitting really well in AAA. So he's got 56 and 63 contact ratings, 58 and 52 power ratings there, 51 and 57 in vision. His vision has gone up plus 7. So that's also been a stat that's increasing really well for him. And his defense isn't amazing there at first and third base. Probably more of a first baseman right now. His arm strength isn't terrible, but his fielding isn't great right now. But there's his AAA stats, and he was really dominant down here in AAA. 300 batting average, a 362 on base, and an 846 OPS, 132 hits. And he also had 20 home runs, too. So he had power as well, and I mean, 66 RBIs. He was really having a great season in the minors, and so the Millers here are trying to get him some playing time here and trying to see what he can do. As 25 years old, maybe can be a future part of their team. And these two teams right now basically at 500. The Arrows one game below 500 right now at 67 and 68, but the Arrows 67 and 67 for them this season. Dustin May on the mound, a 3.86 ERA for him, 1.31 whip, 128 strikeouts, so he's had a good year. And Luis Ariz, 299 average, that's 5th in the National League. Yeah, so he's been awesome this year. Gavin Lux leading off the game, just cranked a home run against Kohei Arihara, and it's 1-0. I don't know if I said that name right, probably didn't, but now a walk and hit by pitch to double play. That was big. Austin Hayes pops it up. So 1-0 Indianapolis. We go bottom 2, and Kurt Stokes is at the plate for his first Major League at-bat. And against Kohei Arihara there, the Millers are only the Arrows, or yeah, the Millers, sorry, are only 2.5 games back. I mean, another Royce record, 2.5 games back of the wildcard right now. So they are, they're only a 500 team at the moment, but they are within striking distance of that wildcard position right now. They are definitely not out of a playoff race or a playoff spot at all. So here is Drew Mendoza for his first at-bat here against Dustin May. That's a wide drive. Austin Hayes mounts over, makes the catch for the out. So there is both of those guys go 0 for 1 here. And now it's Cedric Mullins who launches a 3-run homer. And I believe that was 25, I think, on him for the year. 24, 25, somewhere in there. But that was a bomb, and it's 4-0 Indianapolis here already in this game. And we're in the bottom of the 4th. And Kurt Stokes is back up again. So 1-1 count here to Stokes. And it's a ground ball, and Odor can't get to it. It's past him and into right for a single. And that is the first hit for Kurt Stokes in his Major League career. And, guy really see potential, so might not improve really a lot over the course of his career here. And we'll see what kind of role he even has on this team long term. But he's operating as a DH right now for them, and going forward the rest of the year, I want to see him get some at-bats. I think his offensive skill set is really good, and he actually steals a base right there in the quick manage. I mean, his speed isn't amazing. His ceiling is okay, but I'm surprised that they had him steal a bag there. But he's in scoring position right now for Danny Jansen, who has not been hitting very well this season, but he gets a ground ball here into left, and they're holding Kurt at third base. I believe that was probably the right call there, but now he is 90 feet away, and Gavin Lux, who has a home run in this game, can drive him home. As he needs to get a ball into the outfield. A good sinker there by Urihara, and yeah, solo home run is 600 or 660 OPS for him, only 7 home runs. He has been below average this season as a leadoff hitter for Indianapolis. That is a four-seam fastball for strike 3 call at the top of the zone. Great pitch right there by Kohei, and Gavin Lux misses a golden RBI opportunity. So now 2 down in the inning. That's fouled away by Mark Hanna. And he's at 268 average, 849 OPS, 26 homers, 75 RBIs. Really strong numbers from Mark Hanna this season. As that's a ground ball stopped by Fernando. And he's going to go to first base. Gets the outs and ends the 4th inning. So no runs there for Indianapolis. They had a golden opportunity to add on to their lead, and they do not do that, as Drew Mendoza is up for the 2nd time. So Dustin May has a cushion here, and he's been pitching really well so far in this game. As that 2-2 just misses there. I don't know. Man, that did not miss by much. That was a triple-digit fastball there that just barely didn't catch the zone, apparently. That's a swing and a miss, though. And a ball way in the dirt. Gets him with the off-speed, and Mendoza does strike out after all here. So yeah, not a great pitch to swing out there from Mendoza. And that'll bring up Kurt Stokes again. He's now got base runners on for him here in this plate appearance, as that is a good fastball there in a great location. And who is pitching right now is Sixto Sanchez on the mound for Millers, as that is a changeup on the inside corner for strike 3. Really good pitch by Sixto Sanchez, who actually has been pretty decent as a long reliever for the Millers this season. They go top 7, and Mendoza is back up again here. So 2-2, and here is the pitch over hard. Pitches right now for Dustin May, as that's a four-seamer, high and tight for strike 3. Really good pitch right there, and you know, another thing with Drew Mendoza to consider as you look at where that pitch was, a absolute dot on in the inside corner, and Vladdy is up here. Vladdy is going to hit a home run. Wow, his 31st of the season, so that was Mullen's 24th of the year earlier in the game. 6-0 Indianapolis. This game seems pretty far out of reach for them. But another thing to consider with Drew Mendoza is that he's already 25 years old, so he's going to be 26 going into next season. And his time to get to the majors and be a star and be a actual key contributor to this Millers team is now. It has to be right now, because he's getting up there in age already, and he's getting to the point where, who knows how much more he is going to actually be able to improve on, his attributes going forward, as Chris Martin comes out of the bullpen here. 44 innings, 4.3 ERA, not great. 21 walks is quite a lot. His averages against aren't that bad at all, but he has been walking a lot of hitters this season. He gets 2 strikes on Kurt Stokes here. And an 0-2 is a one-hopper right to the first baseman, Gavin Sheets there. And he'll touch the bag. So that'll probably be the last at-bat for Stokes, as, yep, that is. And a 1 for 4 for him. 1 for 4 day for him today. And the Arrows wrap up a pretty good win from, leading from start to finish, basically. And a 6-1. A pretty dominant victory for them in this one here. As we saw one hit from those prospects in this game. The one hit by Kurt Stokes in this one. And the Millers, I mean, they have some star power there in this lineup. And, their eyes gets on base like crazy. And Gavin Sheets has been really good. Fernando Tatis has been one of the best hitters in baseball this year. Chris Bryant has actually been insanely good as well. Julian Ramos has been pretty good. The bottom of this order is not amazing for them right now. They don't have, a lot of guys that are really standing out. I know some of these guys are, McCarthy's not a regular starter for them. And Urihara, 11-9 on the season, a 4.8 ERA after giving up 4 runs in this game. Not an amazing start for him. Sanchez gives up 2 runs in 2.2 innings. Below 4 ERA, which is not bad. And then Chris Martin, a 1 inning. That went really well for him. In Indianapolis, you know, they are 500 now again at 67 or 68 and 68, and they're not out of the playoffs either right now. Kevin Lux with a home run. Mark Cannon really hitting well. Garrett, 31st homer of the year. So Mullins has been hitting really well as well. And Austin Hayes, a smaller sample than a lot of these other hitters, but a 292 average for him on the season. And Dustin May, 5-10 record, a 3.7 ERA, 6.1 shutout innings, 11 strikeouts. Really good numbers there. Really good start for him. Bray, 1.2 innings, and does give up a run on a few hits. And then Garrett Whitlock comes in and pitches an inning and gets, lowers his ERA to 3.68. So I don't know. The Arrows, for real, a playoff caliber team. I don't know. We'll see. They have to have a good month for that to happen, but they're not out of the race. The race for the postseason right now at all. And another team that is fighting for playoff positioning is the Nashville Stars, and they're going to call up Royce Lewis here, a guy that has been on the radar for me to call up for the last couple of seasons. And +7, he was disciplined, really good increases there. +7 to Conner versus righties, +5 to Conner versus lefties, and 5 to power versus righties as well. So he's seen really good increases to those attributes. I think his attributes are in a good spot for me to call him up. And those are his AAA numbers: 107 hits for him, 11 home runs, 50 RBIs, a 368 on base, an 835 OPS, and a 284 average, and 15 steals as well. So he's got some speed to be able to steal some bags. I really like his numbers down there, and I think he's going to be a good piece for Nashville going forward. And then on the other side, the Columbus Cardinals here calling up Garrett Mitchell, who's 24 years old in the majors already in real life, but +5, +4 to his contact ratings, +5 to power versus righties as well. So I really like his contact versus righties is really good, a really good spot there. His contact numbers overall are very strong, and his defense is pretty solid there at 64 fielding. So he's a decent rated outfield. He's also got good speed there at 86 speed. And so there's his AAA numbers. Good numbers, man. I mean, 137 hits, 25 doubles, so his slugging is pretty good there. On base, he strikes out quite a bit. I mean, 133 strikeouts, but a 269 average is 754 OPS. Those are decent numbers there. AAA good enough for me to want to get a little bit of major league action here. Columbus, 70 and 65. Nashville is 68 and 67. These teams have been trading this, top spot in this division really all year long, ever since the Mike Trout injury. And here's a look at the NL East, which is the most tight division in baseball right now, probably. And Richmond and Columbus tied at 70 and 65. Nashville is only 2 games back. Atlanta is only 3 games back. Charlotte is out of the race completely. But, yeah, I mean, there's 4 teams right there in this division that could legitimately win this division with only a month to go in the season. And so Noah Syndergaard pitching on the mound for Nashville, and 2.44 ERA for him. This is putting together a career year right now. 38 walks is all he's allowed. That is really solid there. And Brooks Snell, 308 average, 797 OPS, 1 homer, 20 RBIs already. He's been up here for I don't know exactly how long, but we'll take a look. 37 games, so a little over a month already, and he has 45 hits. 146 ABs and 11 doubles already. 27 strikeouts is like walk to strikeout ratio is really good. So I think Brooks Snell has been a really good addition to this Columbus offense, the perfect leadoff hitter for them, as Garrett Mitchell is at the plate, and that's a ground ball right back through the left side and into the outfield for a hit. So Garrett Mitchell does not waste any time in that AB in his first Major League plate appearance. Gets his first Major League hit. So a big milestone there for Garrett Mitchell. And they're going to get the ball there into the dugout, and they're going to save it for him here in 24. You're not 24 years old. This is his time right now to make his debut and to make an impact in the Major League level. And I think he's going to be a starter for this team going forward into next season. So we've got a lot to show here in this start right now, as it's Corbin Carroll, who 254 average. The OPS is below average, so he has not been amazing this season for Columbus. But he's got runners on here, 2 down. That's a ground ball to Francisco Lindor, and he is going to make the throw to first base there and get the out. So Nothing happening there for Columbus in that inning. They do not score, and we go to the bottom of the third inning now. And Royce Lewis is going to come up for his first plate appearance. And yeah, Royce Lewis has been a top prospect for a while, and part of a really good Nashville farm system that they had starting this series. You know, him along with Brady House are a couple of guys that have great potential, a couple of guys that I think are going to, you know, make a good impact for this team and be a part of this Nashville team for a while, as that's a strikeout, though, for the first plate appearance in the career of Royce Lewis, and now it's Garrett Mitchell. And there's another line drive on a 1-2 pitch, and that one hit even harder than the first hit that Garrett Mitchell had, and he is already 2 for 2 in his major league career. Not a terrible pitch by Syndergaard there, a low curveball, but it is a hit. You know, he gets it into the opposite field there, and Corbin Carroll, only 129 batting average with runners in scoring position this year. That is extremely low, of course, but he's got the same situation that he had last time he was up. And that's a fly ball, deep into right, Kepler at the wall, and he can't get to it. That is gone. 3-run homer for Corbin Carroll. Only his 8th of the year, and the reason that average with runners on scoring position right there with that swing, and it's 3-0 Columbus. So, yeah, Corbin Carroll, you know, a younger guy looking to, you know, establish himself as a really good and up-and-coming outfielder in the majors, and a 357 on the distance on that swing, and a good swing right there by Corbin, as, you know, this game kind of changes with that swing there, as here's Shea Langoliers at a 247 average, 734 OPS. I gotta admit, he has been a lot better, really solid since he got called back up to the majors. That was a month or two ago, after Jacob Stallings just really struggled offensively and decided to take him out of the batting order. I've liked what I've seen from him since he was called back up to the bigs, and, you know, he's looking for him to be this team's future, cornerstone catcher on this roster here, as that's a base hit for him. That's a fly ball, and Lewis can't catch it there. It falls just out in front of him, and trying to score here is the runner, and he is going to get home. Wow, so Langoliers will score all the way from first on that play. Brooks now with an RBI double. His 12th of his career here, and it is a 4-0 game for Columbus. That was, not hit very high or not very far in the air, but it ends up being a big RBI double. That's a swing and a miss. And Brooks now trying to go to third on that ball that gets away from Manny Pena, and he is thrown out. Good recovery by Pena there with the base runner standing right in front of him. And he does get the out, and that's a home run by Kyle Schwarber, though. And, for Schwarber, that's only his 14th homer of the year. His power has definitely gone down this season compared to last year, for sure. As here's Royce Lewis up to the plate. And that's a fly ball, and it's going to be caught by his rookie counterpart, also making his debut, Garrett Mitchell, making the catch there in left field.
Now batting.
It's the first defensive play we've seen him make, and here he is again, 2 for 2 with a couple of solid hits. His last swing was a very solid single there, as that knuckle curve just gets the bottom of the zone. Jordan Holloway now pitching for Nashville, and that is a swing and a miss. Another knuckle curve on the corner. That was just nasty there by Jordan Holloway. Really good pitches in that at bat. As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and here is Brady House, a 282 batting average, a 765 OPS. I have loved what I've seen from Brady House so far in his major league time this year. He looks like a future superstar to me. That is caught, though, in infield pop-up, and Nathan Avoli has gotten through 6 innings here, 4 hits and 2 runs, and Brady House upset at himself there for missing an opportunity to get on the board again. So Avoli is pitching again here in the 7th inning. He only has 80 pitches right now, and Royce Lewis is up for his 3rd at bat. So 1-1 to him here, and that's a line drive, and that is getting it down in center. Great swing, great win on that baseball there. And a solid single back up the middle for Royce Lewis, his first Major League hit of his career. So congratulations to him, and yeah, I have high expectations of Royce Lewis. He has a potential, and a guy that has been, just climbing up the ranks in the National farm system for the last couple of seasons. And again, mentioned this already, but him with Brady House, a killer young combo for this team. They made it to the World Series last year, and they're a strong team, and they have some prospects here that could make them even better, and he's trying to steal second base. I pressed the wrong button there accidentally, but I actually think he would have stole the bag if I pressed the right button anyway. So he's going to get his first stolen base of his career now as well. And that's another wrinkle in his game. He's got great speed, he's got a decent stealing and base running aggressiveness as well, and that's a ground ball! Gets past the first baseman, and Royce Lewis is going to score! So a base hit for Manny Pena, and Nashville is only down by 1 now. 4-3, and Manny Pena, not known for offense. That slider was a good pitch, actually, from Eovaldi, but he gets it into the outfield, and any offense you can get from him is a big bonus. I honestly think that Nashville is going to have to look for a catcher in the offseason to upgrade that position. But Nathan Eovaldi is going to come out of the game here, and he is responsible for that runner at first, and they bring out Lucas Lucky, who has been insane this year. 34 innings, 106 ERA, 26 walks and 6 strikeouts, 224 average against righties, 214 against lefties. He has just been one of the most solid relievers in baseball this season. Honestly, this bullpen is a monster. It's like a huge strength, I think, for Columbus. They have Lucky, who's insane. Ryan Brazier has also been insane this year. Drew Pomeranz has been a very solid closer. So they got 3 guys that are just incredible on this team in terms of that bullpen, and that's a ground ball, though, to, into right field past Matt Duffy. Watch out here. J.D. Davis is at the plate, 2 runners on. The go-ahead run is at first base, and Davis fouls that one off. A 253 average for him, 13 home runs, 44 RBIs, and 765 OPS. A downgrade from what he did last season, but still a dangerous hitter. Only 194 average with runners in scoring position this season, though. And 1-1 as that pitch misses. And it's a curveball, missing location, and J.D. Davis crushes it into left center, and it's gone! 3-run homer for J.D. Davis! 14th of the year, and Nashville takes the lead here in the 7th inning. It is 6-4. So a 4 spot here in the 7th. And Lucas Lucky, I don't know how many home runs he's given up this year. Not a lot. It can't be a lot with what he's done this season. J.D. Davis crushes that. 425. That ball got out in a hurry. 108 extra velo. That was crushed. So 12 goals, 855 OPS, 20 home runs. Honestly, he's really the only guy that I think has continued what was he was incredible last year. He was an MVP candidate last season, so obviously he's not putting up those type of numbers again, but he has been this team's best hitter all year, and he's really the only guy that I've been impressed with, having an impressive season. Everybody else on this lineup for Nashville has been having down years, compared to last year, honestly. Everybody, that's, Francisco Lindor, J.D. Davis, Colin Schwarber, like, those guys have just not been hitting as well as they did last year, but J.D. Davis, man, still got a ton of power and still can put up those type of swings and has a clutch moment right there. Tyler Duffy, 29.2 innings for him, 197 against righties, 250 against lefties. He has been really good. A very, very solid setup man for Nashville. This has been a great addition for this team, a great signing for them in the offseason. And he is going to face Trey Turner here, 354 against lefties, 233 against righties. It's really good. That's actually a good graphic there, and a good look at his splits this season. I think Tyler Duffy is a lefty, if I am not mistaken. That's a fly ball, though. On the move is Schwarber, and he makes the catch. Okay. A little bit of a scary play there. Kyle Schwarber kind of lost it a little bit, I think, there. But it is an out. And there's now 2 down for Randy Arozarena. 262 average, 19 home runs for him is really good. He has the most power out of anybody in this lineup, as that's a little pop-up there, and it's going to get over Paul Goldschmidt's head and into the outfield, so there is a base runner. Gleyber Torres, the tying run here in this 8th inning, as that sinker is on the corner. A good pitch there. And Gleyber Torres, 263 average, 735 OPS, 14 home runs, and 58 RBIs. A decent season for him this year, as that's a sinker. Good location there at the knees. And now the count 1-2. As he is going to swing and miss there. Knuckle curve, outside and low. And, I mean, classic off-speed strikeout pitch right there. And, yeah, Gleyber Torres out in front of it. And just guessing on that, what that pitch was going to be. And did not, could not hit that one. And here's Ryan Brazier at 28.1 innings. A sub-1 ERA. 1.45 average against righties. 187 against lefties. 4 walks. I mean, those are ridiculous numbers, man. He has given up like 2 or 3 runs all season. It's insane. And here's Royce Lewis. And the rookie facing one of the best relievers in baseball this season. And Ryan Brazier gets him out here as 1 for 4 day for the rookie Royce Lewis in this first start for him. And there's Manny Pena. And yeah, below 600 OPS is really bad. So, yeah, I do think that they are going to have to find, he's good at, Manny Pena is a really good defensive catcher, but, I mean, he is a liability with his offense right now. That's a fly ball, and Randy catches it. I mean, he hit it well, but Randy Arozarena with some range out there in the right, and that's another clean, not clean inning, but another scoreless inning for Ryan Brazier this season. And here's Trevor May, 32 saves and 35 opportunities, 3.09 ERA for him, 40 strikeouts, 211 average against righties. So, I've liked him. He's been a good guy for this team as their closer. And Yuli Gurriel is going to swing and miss. And if you saw his average there before that swing, it was all the way down to 265. So, he was batting close to 300 for a lot of this season. But I think his numbers have dropped significantly. He has been kind of cold the last month or so. And here is Garrett Mitchell. 2 for 3 on the day, but he pops it up on the infield here, down the line. J.D. Davis making the catch there. And that is a big out, number 2. So Trevor May so far is so good here with a couple of outs already. And a good start to this 9th inning. Corbin Carroll, grounder, and a 2-hopper to Polanco. That is the game. Throws it across the diamond in time. And Nashville wins it here in this one. A big win for them. They have 69 wins on the season now. And come a little bit closer here. They're within a game now of Columbus for the division lead. So a big win for them. 4-run bottom of the 7th inning leads them to a victory in this one. And we saw most of the runs in this game. The 3-run home run by Corbin Carroll, that base hit by the double by Brooks Schnell. But no hits were bigger there than the Manny Pena single. And then this home run by J.D. Davis, a no-doubter off of Lucas Lucky. And I don't think I'd show you his stats, but I'm really curious to see how many home runs Lucky has even given up this season. As that's a good swing there. Good look at the swing by Gurriel. That was a strikeout. And Trevor May with his 33rd save of the year. So he's got a lot of opportunities this year. And, he's not going to finish with, he had like 50 last season. Not going to finish with that much this year, but going to finish with a decent amount for sure. And for Columbus, Brooks Schnell raising that average even more. 313 and now for him on the season. Duffy has been hitting really well, 279 average. Turner has been hitting pretty well. Arozarena, 264. Torres, 263. Gurriel, 265. So a lot of averages that are honestly pretty similar. For them, a lot of 250, 260 averages on this team right now. Corbin Carroll with his 8th home run, 45 RBIs now. And Nathan Eovaldi has been really good as this team's ace, man. A really great signing for them in the offseason. from Boston, 6.1 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. And then Lucky gave up 2 runs there off of that homer, and his ERA goes up to 1.56 for his year. Lowers his ERA even more to 0.92. And then Nashville, I mean, you look at these averages. I mean, Lindor only batting .233 this season. Davis .255. Schwarber .246. But his power has just been sapped this year. Only 14 home runs for both of those guys, and they both had, close to 40. Or at least they both had over 30 home runs last season. And then Pena there with a hit and an RBI as well. But 1 for 4 for the rookie Kyle Lewis in this game. And yeah, Brady House, they're .285 average for him since he was called up. I really like what I'm seeing. He's kind of taking over. Max Kepler is also there, but you do see that Michael Harris is actually not in this lineup right now for them. But Noah Syndergaard, 5 innings, 8 hits, 4 earned runs for him. The ERA goes to 2.58. But Holloway, clean inning, 3.75 ERA for him. Noah Ramirez, clean inning, 3.89 ERA. Duffy, his 22nd hole of the year, 2.64 ERA now. And Trevor May, 33rd save, 3.8 ERA, or 3 ERA for him. So yeah, Michael Harris has not been getting Major League at bats for a little bit here. I mean, his season hasn't been amazing. Jazz Chisholm actually gets injured right here for the Jazz, and that's a big injury. That is a broken hand, and that is going to take him out of the rest of the season. We only have 1 more month this year left, and so yeah, Jazz Chisholm is hurt for the rest of the year. And I don't know why I didn't show you his stats at all, but he was doing pretty well for the Jazz, I think, offensively. Who, they're a team in rebuilding mode, and they don't have, he's probably their biggest name on their roster right now. Franklin Labor, 271 batting average, or 270, what am I saying? 71 overall for him. I don't know why I was saying that, but he's been called up for the, as you see some of the numbers for this Jazz team. And, he was called up. Marcelo Meyer is also up for this team right now, but Franklin Labor was called up for the the Vipers, and as we sim this game here, we had a critical situation. I didn't enter it, but Brady House has a torn calf, and he is out 1 to 2 months. That is a monster injury because he is going to be done for the rest of the season, and actually that might take him out of the playoffs if this team makes the postseason. So that was a big injury, and that is really unfortunate because he was seeing a lot of development this year, and I really wanted to continue to see him in the majors. As you see here, we have another debut for a top prospect, and it's Matt Tabor, who, A potential. He's actually raised that potential. It was a high B potential going into the year. It has been improved to an A potential now, and a +4 to his, a lot of these attributes for him. 68 and 8 per 9 is really solid. A very strong rating there. And his attributes are very good across the board. His lowest is 52 and a home run per 9 there. But yeah, he has really good ratings and attributes. And his season at AAA has been insane. 11 games started. He didn't start out as a starter for this team in the minors, but 10 wins and 11 games started. 3 losses, or 10 wins overall this season. 133 innings, a 2.44 ERA, and a 1.12 WHIP. Only allowed 107 hits and only 8 home runs, 42 walks, 99 strikeouts. So he's even striking guys out at a really strong and good rate this season. And so, yeah, sorry, that was really a lot of stuff that just happened there back to back, but. Yeah, Brady House is probably going to be knocked out for a playoff run for this team, for Nashville. That really sucks for them. But you know what? Matt Tabor wanted to be part of this team's roster going into this last month and seeing if he can be a part of a Columbus run to the postseason. I've been super impressed with what he has done in AAA, and he had a potential increase because of his incredible season. And so we will see what he can do here in the majors, and we're only a few days removed from seeing Indianapolis here earlier on in this episode, and they have fallen to 68 and 71, and this is a good shot of the NL walk right of what it looks like right now. You have St. Louis in still good position, leading the wild card by like 4 games or something right now. And then Columbus, 71-68 there. But San Diego, Atlanta, a half game back. Indianapolis is 68-71. So they're not even out of it yet right now at all. And so, yeah, there's so many teams right now. All those teams fighting for those 2 wildcard spots. And, we don't have a 3rd wildcard spot in this franchise because this game was made before the playoffs expanded to include 2 more teams. So, yeah, the only 2 wildcard spots is what we have left. And for the Arrows, 548 runs this season. That's 7th in the National League. And you kind of see these averages, and we already kind of showed you the averages on this team in the box score of the episode earlier in the episode. But here he is, Guerrero and Matt Tabor so far. The first couple of outs, he's gotten them cleanly here. And again, I just, we pitched with him in the minors against Matt Brash that a couple of episodes ago, and he had a pretty decent start in that game. And so we've seen him before this season here, but making his major league debut against a pretty good lineup, I think, in Indianapolis here. But he's got 3-1 against Vladdy. This is a dangerous spot for him, and that's a fly ball by Guerrero into right field, and it's gone! Just getting over the glove of the outfielder there, and Guerrero has his 2nd home run of this episode, his 33rd of the year. And the Arrows will get a run off of Tabor here in the 1st inning. They go up 1-0. So, yeah, a recipe for disaster right there if you're Matt Tabor. You fall behind, 3 balls and a strike to their best hitter, Vladdy, with a ton of power. And, you throw him a high fastball there, I believe is what that pitch was. And he takes it and, flies it over the wall in the outfield. So, Cedric Mullins, second with average on the team this year. And, that was one of the things with Matt Tabor. His lowest rating, it was his home run per 9, and that's a fly ball. That's really deep there in right field, and it's caught. That actually was a home run robbery because of how low the wall is out there in that part of the outfield. But I might make that wall a little bit taller going into next season, honestly. But we'll have to see. But anyway, that was got through the 1st inning, does allow a home run there. That's a ground ball, and that one does get through and into the outfield. So yeah, if you have any concerns about Tabor, it is with his home run per 9 rating, and will he be able to control that and not give up those long balls? But there's Josh Donaldson, 246 average, 21 home runs and 53 RBIs. He's been pretty good, pretty decent there for Indianapolis this season. Nothing bad with those numbers. 2-2 pitches, a swing and a miss for strike 3. And they didn't give me an animation there, and so I was like, wait, I was confused. I thought this was Matt Tabor's debut, but he actually did pitch 13.1 innings last year for this team in the bullpen, it looks like there. So he actually did get 6 strikeouts there in his time in the majors, so that was not his first major league strikeout. I thought it was, but his first strikeout of this season here for him. And he's gonna be a guy that will be on this roster and on the starting rotation next season. Assuming his time up here in this month is not an absolute disaster. But I think I want to have him be the number 5 or number 4 starter next season for the Columbus Cardinals. As here he is, Danny Jansen, only batting .213 this year. He has not been very good as an offensive catcher for this team. And that's a slider that he swung on and missed. Strike 3 for Tabor, and he gets his 2nd of the inning there and works around a couple of base runners and, has allowed a couple of hits and a few base runners so far, but a good 2nd inning there does not allow a run. So we get to the bottom of the 3rd, and here is Guerrero again. And yeah, that OPS, they're rising to 860. He's had a few home runs in this episode already. As that's a ground ball and a slider, stopped at short, and the throw to first base is in time. So that was a good, clean 1-2-3 inning for Tabor there, his first of the game. And now we go bottom 4 with Cedric Mullins starting the inning off. And yeah, an 845 OPS. He has been one of the better, maybe the best hitter on this team. Besides, I mean, Guerrero with 33 home runs. It is pretty hard to deny that he has been this team's best hitter overall this season. But that is a line drive, base hit by Cedric Mullins there. And third hit of the game here for Indianapolis against Tabor. And so, now what does Austin Hayes do? Who, you know, that's a line drive, and it was caught there. It's caught by Randy Rosarena, and, you know, Austin Hayes didn't start out the year as a regular everyday guy, but he was so good off the bench that I decided to move him into the starting lineup and be that an everyday guy. That's a ground ball, and that is a double play. Good scoop by Gurriel at first base, started by Gleyber Torres at third, and that is a, you know, another 0 put up here by Tabor. So we already get to the 5th inning here, and here is Kurt Stokes, and he's only been in the majors for a few short days so far, but he has a couple more hits on his ledger. It looks like there as a fly ball, and it's deep into left field, and at the wall, it is caught by the left field. That's Garrett Mitchell, that's right. Yep, he was just called up, of course. And so he catches that one at the wall. And now the count 1-2. That's a ground ball back up the middle by Danny Jansen, I believe, there. And he is on with 2 down in the 5th. Yes, and that was hit by Jansen there, right back up the middle. And, you know, back where that came from there. And so, back to the top of the order. And Gavin Lux at the plate. That's a pop-up into foul ground, down the line. And it is caught in foul territory to end the 5th inning. So, I mean, works around the base hit right there. But liking what I'm seeing from Tabor here so far, he has been solid. We're already in the 6th inning here. And his pitch count is still at a really good spot. Only 64 pitches in this game right now. 2-2 to Vladdy. That is a swing and a miss. Good pitch right there. A slider on the corner. I mean, nothing that Vladdy could do with that pitch right here. Yeah, just a great location. And Vladdy way out in front of it. So 3rd strikeout for Tabor in this game. 2 down in the inning here. Trying to get through another inning. 1, 2, 3. That's a fly ball from Mullins into right field. And that one looks like it's going to be gone. It is. Off of the wall there in right. And Mullins has his 25th of the season. 2nd home run allowed by Tabor in this game. And it is a 2-0 lead, I believe, for the Arrows. I actually don't know what the score is exactly right now. But a high drive in the air, really high fly ball. And, I mean, that was only 333. Excuse me, 333 on the distance. But it was, I mean, really high up there on the advertisements in the outfield. So, Austin Hayes here is at the plate. And he is now going to swing and drive that one down and into the gap. And actually going to bounce off the wall there in right. And he has got himself an easy stand-up double. So another extra base hit here, Austin Hayes. 21st double of the season already for him. And now it's Josh Donaldson. And that 4-seamer misses somehow. Okay, that was definitely a strike. Now the count is full, and that's a changeup hit well. Can Randy get there? He does! Whoa, a diving catch by Randy Rosarena to save a run in this game. And, wow, look at that play right there, stretching out to make the grab. Man, that was a crazy catch by Rosarena in a 2-1 game. A walk and a hit by pitch. Okay, Matt Tabor is relieved in this game after 6 innings. 6 pretty solid innings, honestly. I will take that from him. His first start here this season. I like some of the things that I saw from him in that game there. That was a bad swing by Randy Rosarena here. As we're in the top of the 8th inning, Brian Abreu is pitching right now. That's a swing and a miss. Fastball there inside part of the plate for a strike. And Abreu, I actually don't know if he should be the guy pitching here in this 8th inning. Right now, that was a great swing, great pitch by him right there. Fastball to the inside corner, doesn't catch up to it. But let's see, they actually do bring out a pitcher, and that's Cole Solster, who they should have started this inning off with. But he's in the game now, 35 innings, 2.57 ERA, 185 average against the left righties, 182 against lefties. Those averages against are insanely low, actually. So he has been a really good setup man for the Arrows all season long. As that is going to be stopped at shortstop. Gavin Lux, a high power. I mean, you know, he threw that ball really well and with a lot of arm strength, but he does not get Gleyber Torres, just barely beats it out. So man on here, 1 down for Yuli Gurriel. 263 average, 717 OPS. So yeah, his numbers have definitely taken a slide recently here. And he's got a man on here, and he rounds it over to second base. It's stopped by Vivas, and he does get 1 out there. But that is it for him. So, Vivas, by the way, called up from Indianapolis in their farm system, and he hasn't been very good since he was called up. 5 for 18 so far for Garrett Mitchell, and so, honestly, he's been pretty good so far since the call-up. Fly ball, and ran down and caught in the outfield by Hayes. Good play. But, that's actually Danny, no, that's Mark Hanna, sorry, in right field. So that'll end the 8th inning. Now we go to the 9th, and here is Garrett Whitlock. 37 saves and 43 opportunities, so 5 saves is a bit much there for him. But a 3.68 ERA, 250 average against Rays, 304 against lefties, 44 strikeouts for him. So he was better last year for Indianapolis as this team's closer, but he's been pretty good this season so far. So here's Corbin Carroll, 2 for 3 in this game, so pretty good game for him, and he's now going to get his 3rd hit of the night. A ground ball down the into left field for a single here. So he's on, and he is the tying run here in a 2-1 game. And yeah, I mean, a sinker, you know, it was built high outside part of the plate there, but still not the best of locations. And here's Shane Langoliers. 0-2 to him. That is a swing and a miss. Sinker inside corner. 94 isn't insanely fast, but I just don't think that Langoliers was expecting it, and he can't catch up to it. So yeah, he misses an opportunity to hit that slider right down the middle, and swings and misses at that 95 sinker there. So now Buck Schnell is at the plate, and he's going to line that one into left for a single. And man, we've seen him have a couple of big hits in this episode, and he just continues to be able to get on base for Columbus. I really like him right now for this team. He's been a good contributor for them. And now Matt Duffy is at the plate here, and he is going to swing and miss at that. That was a pretty ugly swing by Matt Duffy there. 0 for 4 in the game so far. What does Whitlock come at him with here? That's a line drive. Down the line. It's fair. Down the line. That's going to score 1 run. We're tied up. Buxnell is going to round 3rd. He's coming home. No throw to the plate. Buxnell will score. And Matt Duffy, what a huge 2 RBI double. Columbus takes a 3-2 lead in the 9th inning. Wow, just down the line, just staying fair. And they're going to bring out Hunter Wood, who has been really good out of the bullpen for this team. Wow, 55 innings, 1.46 ERA. Maybe he should be the closer last month of the year, I don't know. I mean, 49 strikeouts for him as well. But, man, that's a swing and a miss there. Trey Turner swings and misses at that pitch. Hunter Wood does calm it down here in the 9th inning, gets the out. Hunter Wood honestly has been one of the better relievers in this franchise the last couple of seasons. And that Carter had a really great break to it there on that pitch. Started middle of the zone, curled to the outside part of the plate, and now a little tapper right in front of the mound. A stop by Jansen, and they can't get the out. Wow, Randy beats it out. I thought they were going to get him there. And now man on the corners. Gleyber Torres here swings and misses. 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Can't catch up to it. Way late on it. And Hunter Wood does get a couple of strikeouts to keep the damage to only those 2 runs. But Matt Duffy, man, how about that? What a swing for him. And the Cardinals trying to steal a game here from the Arrows. I mean, every game right now, this final month, so important, especially for these teams fighting for playoff positioning. And here's Drew Pomeranz, 43 out of 48 save attempts this year, 64 strikeouts for him, 213 average against righties, 140 against lefties. He's been very solid. He's been a very good closer all year for Columbus, but the last time we saw him, remember, he gave up a few runs. He gave up the lead against the Bees the last time that we saw him in this franchise, so he's not untouchable, that's for sure. As here's Josh Donaldson. That was a swing and miss, and he looked untouchable in that at-bat at least. Donaldson did not have any idea what was going on there. He swings way late at that pitch, and a good start to this inning for Pomeranz. And here is Kurt Stokes. 4 for 16 so far on the season, and 1-2 count to him. He's going to swing and somehow hit that knuckle curveball into the gap, and he is going to beat it out. Wow, how did he hit that pitch? I mean, that was nearly in the dirt. But he ends up getting it into the gap, and Trey Turner just too long of a run. And, I mean, that was kind of lackadaisical. I don't really know why he why he threw it like that. But here's David Fletcher coming off the bench, 219 average. I don't really know why they're doing this here. But, anyway, he's going to fly this one into right field, and Randy Arozarena has the beat on it, and he makes the play easily. So that's a big second out here right now in this situation. Drew Pomeranz now a lot more confidence here to be able to get this starting final out, and it's against Danny Jansen. So kind of an unfortunate part of the batting order for Indianapolis to be in right now. But Danny Jansen does have a hit in this game so far, but he takes a knuckle curveball right down the middle. And I don't know why he is waiting on that pitch there. 1-2 to him now is a swing and a miss. Way late on the 92 fastball. And Drew Pomeranz shuts the door down and gets another save. I believe that's his 44th of the year now. And that is a win for Columbus. What a win right there for them. 2 monster runs in the 9th inning. Mac Duffy with that monster double down the line. And they get their 72nd win of the year. So they're now 4 games above 500, improving their positioning in that crazy divisional race there in the National League East. And, yeah, what a swing by Matt Duffy. A really good finish here in both of these games that we showcased for you in this one. And again, a little bit of a different episode. We didn't have a full game in this one, but I really liked this episode. I like recording it. And, you know, doing this recording for you guys, I really want this to kind of be the style of episodes, you know, going into next season, in the beginning of the year. This is kind of what I want to do a lot, and especially in the beginning, up until the All-Star break, really. This is what I want to do. A lot of player locks, a lot of just hopping in critical situations, and, you know, not playing full games, but getting into games in critical moments, and just seeing what happens. You know, seeing these moments like this, where Columbus comes back in the 9th inning and, you know, gets that monster hit to win the game. I want to do more episodes like this next year for sure. As Columbus, man, I mean, 298 for Brooks Snow. He's still hitting right at 300. But Matt Duffy, 50 RBIs now. I really like him. I think he's been a very solid hitter for Columbus, a good signing for them in the offseason. And Randy Arozarena, 20th home run of the year. That leads the team right now. And Garrett Mitchell, 1 for 3, 263 average for him overall in the season. Matt Tabor, 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Overall, pretty strong performance. I like what I saw from him in that appearance. I mean, did go by a couple of home runs, but overall was good. Pomeranz with his 44th save of the year. And 2 clean innings from Justin Verlander as well in this game. Indianapolis there. You know, only 2 runs, only 8 hits, so their offense wasn't amazing in this one. But you had a 2-hit night for Cedric Mullins had a home run. Guerrero had a home run as well. And Austin Hayes had 2 hits, so his average is up to 298 right now. But yeah, Yobi Vivas, 129 average since he was called up. He has been kind of a field experiment right now for Indianapolis. And so is Chris Bubik, although he was called up pretty recently. I think he was one of the additions to this roster at the September call-up period. And so this is a really good start for him in this one. That ERA is high, but I think he just doesn't have, you know, he hasn't really had a lot of opportunities since he was called down to the minors. But Baez, 0.1 innings, Abreu, a clean inning. But Garrett Whitlock, 4.01 ERA for him now, 5th loss of the season. And that ERA is, not an amazing spot for him. But that is going to do it for me, everybody, in this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching this one here. I think we will have a couple more. No, we actually won't have any more debuts in the next episode. We'll continue the month of September, and we'll highlight a series here between Nashville and Atlanta in the next episode as this division race. We are going to follow it for this last month. It's probably the biggest storyline, I think, right now in this last month of the season is who's going to win that NL West and if anybody else is going to be in the wildcard position for them. So these games are really important now, and we are getting close to the end of the year. And so I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching this one. Hope everybody had a great weekend, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day, and God bless.